Hello and welcome. Today, Team Evolve, comprised of Kyle Grabner, myself, Hazel May Overturf, Jody Stewart, and Matt Wheeler, will be talking to you about our feasibility study to test out the efficacy and potential possibility of a wonderful product we call Evolve. Evolve provides tools and customized learning paths to transform daily professional endeavors or occupational advancements faster and more accurately. Discover or refine your new path. This is for Capstone A 579A Summer 2020. Thank you for your attention. The concept of evolve came out of an understanding that the world as we know it and the definition of work is constantly changing. Technology and automation is changing the way that human tasks are assigned. Different skills are needed as jobs continue to change and evolve and also disappear. With Evolve, we have the opportunity to solve this problem, and it would be remiss of us to not even mention that this global pandemic has also accelerated the need for virtual learning, opportunities to grow and change and pivot, and this is where Evolve fits in. We approached our feasibility study leveraging the 9 building blocks business model canvas approach. By looking at each of these blocks and coming up with hypotheses and testing them with our 13 gurus and 36 customers throughout these weeks, we were able to really validate and pivot in some areas to get to our best minimum viable product, and excited to share the results of that test with you all now. And with that, I will go ahead and pass it to Jody to go over our hypothesis and testing.
Thank you for the introduction, Hazel May. Again, my name is Jody Stewart, and I'm a proud member of Team Evolve, and I'm excited to speak with you for the next little bit about our building blocks and the hypotheses that we established initially for the journey of this project. So our first one is the value proposition, and we anticipated that this product is both a single-use application as well as a long-term growth strategy for individuals who are looking to evolve their skills. Under the customer segments building block, we anticipate that this is a mass market product based on the potential for individuals with a desire to expand their knowledge and explore potential work opportunities. Under the channels building block, we anticipated that this will be a direct web-based channel as the preferred and primary method of communication and delivery of the product to all customer segments. Under customer relationships, we anticipate that our core customer base will be interested in self-service use. Under key resources, we have several that we anticipated that would be required for our product launch. So that would include content, people, investment capital, possible licensing requirements, the application, having an application and a platform for that, as well as an associated website, as well as expertise. And then under key activities, we hypothesized that trust would be most important to our potential customers. And you'll see as we move through the presentation that that was accurate. Trust is terribly important. Under key partnerships, we anticipated that our initial customer surveys will help define the partnerships that we would need to provide our potential customers with relevant content. And then under the revenue model, we anticipated that people would be willing to pay to access customized content and services. While we anticipate that there would have to be a freemium portion of this, certainly we anticipate that for elevated services, people would be willing to pay for those. Under the cost structure, we anticipated that we would have defined the costs that pertain to our business model that would align with the value-driven model that our customers desire. And that takes you through the 9 building blocks. Matt, I'm going to send it over to you.
Thanks, Jody. First up of the 9 building blocks is the value proposition. The value proposition is really core to the business model canvas as it drives the activities for the other 8 building blocks. Evolve's value proposition is to provide customers with assessments, tools, and content to set them on a pathway for improvement, simply put. Whether it's advancing within a current role, looking towards the next step up, or considering a significant career pivot, Evolve will provide the interface to improve those hard and soft skills that our customers need to make the changes they want to make. There's 2 aspects as to how Evolve will help with that personal development. First, self-guided improvement. In our testing, our customers demanded a self-paced product. They don't have hours to sit through and cruise through content. They need something that they can do at their own pace. Customers will have access to free and paid content to help them with topics such as technical skills, management strategies, building their personal brand, touching up the resume, or public speaking tactics. And then second, through self-examination and introspective. Through proprietary assessments, we aim to shed some light onto the strengths and characteristics of our customers to help them understand what makes them tick, what motivates them, why it is they like or dislike certain aspects of their work, and to really find other opportunities, whether it's in that organization or other organizations, that might make them happier. To further help and guide, we intend to use professional coaches and mentorship to further advance those skills. Ultimately, Evolve aims to provide holistic learning paths for skill development and career planning and pivoting. Okay, Kyle, it's all yours.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Moving on to the customer segment. So let's start with our original hypotheses, which has evolved, but it's important to go back to the beginning. This is a mass market product based on individuals with a desire to expand their knowledge and explore potential work opportunities. That is still true. We have found we're well over our 51%. But what this has led us to is that 30% of consumers looking to advance in their existing workplace, move to a new employer within their existing industry, or make a career change to a different industry are seeking self-help services to assist them in achieving their goals. So how did we get there? If we look at our market size, we have identified our total addressable market, our TAM, is 98.4 million consumers. That is where we pull out that estimated 30%. We pull out the 30% using U.S. Census information and those seeking to make career changes. The serviceable available market we have identified as 29.5 million consumers, drilling down through that data to get to the users that we believe would be most likely to use our product. So again, 98.4 million consumers total with 29.5 available or addressable. Our key customer learnings. So short-term goals are the most prevalent. Most of our customers are looking to solve an immediate need. What's interesting about this, though, is that serving that immediate need generally leads to information of long-term goals and defining the long-term goals based on solving their immediate need. So we see that as an ability, as an area where we can garner and convert customers. Secondly, a mobile app for initial onboarding or initial customer acquisition is absolutely key. Web platform will be required as time goes on for grander applications, but for initial customer acquisition, mobile app is key. Has to be an easy UI UX. We've reviewed a lot of competitor products, and there is, quite frankly, a lot of challenging interfaces out there. Customers will pay, but the scale correlates directly to the efficacy. If similar content is free elsewhere, the customer likely won't pay for ours. And lastly, and quite frankly, the most important, with what we're working on here, where we're talking about helping a customer with their future, if they lose trust in us, they will not find value in our product, even if there is value there. If the trust is not there, we will lose them altogether. So what that leads us to is that trust actually drives conversion and repeat use. So with that, I want to hand it off to Hazel May.
Thank you so much, Kyle. So I feel like I had one of the easiest weeks with channels. We started off our business concept knowing that Evolve should be probably an online or mobile phone application product. And many of our channel conversations with our gurus and customers really, again, validated that want and that need. And the use of the surveying and testing this week was really to help us glean more information about our target customers and their preferences for how they engage with these types of channels. So what we learned through channel interviews and surveys is, again, the two themes of short-term goals being really pivotal in helping customers engage with an app or site, and also integrating those types of behaviors into their day-to-day lives. And of course, trust continues to be a major theme, especially considering marketing and payment approaches. Our customers noted that things need to feel real and authentic. And of course, making things as easiest to use as possible will ensure that people convert or continue to engage with our product. It was really amazing to hear and to kind of see the averages of how much time people spend on their phones or utilizing these different apps for all sorts of day-to-day activities. And that's something that we know we can tap into, especially if we create a really engaging product. Our gurus were also fantastic in sharing with us how important it is for that social behavior or learnings that people depend on, kind of hearing from their peers or family members, people they trust, on how things work for them. So getting on an editor's top choice or those high rank or those ranking lists on the app stores is also very important for marketing that could help make sure that our product is continuously brought forward for our target customers. Last but not least, our gurus also confirmed during this week, again, that simple and expensive skill building is still really a challenge at the corporate level, which will kind of lead into our later phases of our business model. So again, channels was an easy one, from confirming our assumptions that this needs to be a online or mobile app product. And what I also want to indicate here was this was one of the weeks where we got a lot of additional information that impacted a few of our other business model areas. And so those are highlighted on the screen and again helped us to continue our search for our MVP. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Jody.
Thanks, Hazel May. So now I'm going to talk about our customer relationships and the information that we discovered through this process. So our customer feedback affirmed a few elements. As we found previously through other weeks of asking our customers for feedback, short-term goals seem to be more meaningful for our potential customers and can also, though, feed into more long-term goals. So if we can meet something short-term and it's interesting and eye-catching and grabbing and meaningful, then that can easily translate into a more long-term goal, perhaps an online webinar or something that they're going to pay for. So that freemium combined with payment for something a little more elevated would be important. So those short-term goals are important because then they do translate into something more long-term. Trust, authenticity, and quality continue to be themes as we went through this process when considering customer relations. So a company must employ equitable practices for fair prices, provide high quality at an affordable price, and good customer service. And really, I think one of the comments that we received that kind of resonated with us a great deal was to own it. So when something doesn't go right, it's okay, because sometimes things aren't going to go right. But when they don't, a company should own it and then make it right. And that's what matters to our clients. And we heard that was certainly a trend from everybody. Our guru feedback included a few different items. Focus marketing is important. What is that grab? What's going to bring the client or the potential customer in? So what is that shiny object? So that would be important. Also, freemium is important. Again, having something for free to keep those that are paying for premium or extra, so that you can, you're getting something, but then that something for freemium is pretty awesome. So then whatever you're getting as a payment model, that's really great through that. So, and then marketing emails, they can be hit or miss. So content is key with that. So we're going to have to figure out our marketing emails and be very judicious with what we put into those. And then to track every metric, everything. So number of clicks, what are people clicking on? What emails are being opened? What emails are not? The title of that email is kind of your grab. Actually, we talk about the grab. So that would be important. So tracking every single metric is key. And so Kyle, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right, thank you, Jody. Moving on to the revenue model. So one thing that was identified up front early on, partly from our own experience, but also from feedback from gurus and customers, is a very clear pricing model and a concise path to revenue. So with that has led us to individuals being a freemium model and corporations in B2B being a premium model. Looking at the visual graphic of our revenue model, if you see the platform on the left here, we have our freemium with our individuals up top, You can see our MVP versus our future state, and then premium to corporations B2B at the bottom, again, MVP and future state. Recurring revenues being on the right, initially mainly advertising or an ad-free option with the grade options listed there as future state for recurring revenue. What's great about this product is that the recurring revenue sources, the list is quite long, which makes us very, very confident in the future state when we move into corporate and B2B. So key revenue streams at an individual level. We have our a la carte services, our premium skill building courses, MVP being a la carte, future state being premium skill building. Specific task-oriented courses at an MVP level, career profiling MVP, career placement will be recommended at MVP, but actual placement at future state. Individual coaching at MVP, standard and customized training, MVP and future state, depending on how deep we go. And then advertising and ad-free both at MVP. And then at a corporate level or a B2B level, a la carte services being at an MVP, premium skill building courses at future state, specific task-oriented courses at MVP, candidate placement at future state, employee coaching at MVP, executive coaching at future state, and then standard corporate training, future state, as well as custom corporate training at future state. And then lastly, our pricing tactics. So we are looking at a premium individual membership as the freemium upgrade, obviously, at $10 per month and $20 for full access, $10 being for individual courses and $20 for full access. Our premium skill building courses, 5 to 50, and task-oriented, 5 to 20. The list goes on here. I don't need to run through every one of them for you, but you can see we have a very well thought out structure as to how we will price everything out and drive revenue for Evolve. So with that, I will hand it off to Matt.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Kyle. Key partnerships is the next building block we'll talk about. And key partners are critical to Evolve's success, as the majority of our content at first will come from outside of our organization. We've learned through testing with our customers and our gurus that credibility of our content is critical for customer satisfaction. And that if we build trust with our customers, they're more likely to use Evolve more frequently and for longer term. So our content will come in the form of articles and training modules from industry and academia, and we'll focus on that career and personal development that we discussed in the value proposition. And then also strengths and personality profiles to assist in that self-awareness and that introspective. While key partnerships are helpful, our gurus suggest that too many of them can complicate and confuse our customers. So we really need to focus on our sphere of influence and within the range of our customers' understanding in order for our content to be clear, concise, and what our customers need. So our key partnerships really come in the form of strategic alliances, and they fall within several categories. The first of which is academia. Our gurus suggest that educational institutions can provide that necessary and hard to build content that we really need for our minimum viable product. And then we've tested and confirmed this with customers as well, that educational institutions are considered credible sources for that content. And then industry. There's a lot of content out there that applies to our customer base, and we can tap those leaders for management tactics, leadership training, and potentially even personal coaching for our client base. And then we also need to build alliances with providers for training module content and providers of proprietary strengths and personality profile assessments to give that self-directed and introspective aspect of our value proposition. And then we may consider a social entrepreneurship venture or alliance with an organization that is helping a sector of the public to get back into the workplace. Both our customers and our gurus were supportive of this idea, and we think it could add some value to our organization. And then lastly, we obviously need to partner with the application stores, iOS and Android, to really market and promote the product once it's ready to go. All right, Hazel May, you're up.
Toward the end of our 12-week study, we got the opportunity to combine key activities, key resources, and cost structure with our final round of guru interviews. This was a very pivotal week for us as it's near the end, and we wanted to continue to validate the hypothesis and testing that we've had over the course of the last 12 weeks. And of course, really glean really great learnings and expertise and knowledge from our gurus before the end of this journey. What we found, our gurus were really wonderful this week and really validated under those three main buckets the need to continue to move forward with our key resources, key activities, and costs that really focuses on surviving the startup of this particular product. They talked about the concept of intelligent speed, which is, of course, something we've heard of before, but in the context of standing up a business, it was really important for us to hear again the need to make quick decisions, but make them based off of really sound data, analytics, and considerations that we've continued to have and will need to continue to have as we continue to move forward in standing up this business. They also validated that a focused approach would be really pivotal in not only saving capital, but just kind of helping us to evaluate and monitor as we go to continue making those intelligent speed business decisions. So the feedback that we received is start smaller and grow as needed, but really focus on people and technology capabilities up front. This is really important for us because as a service business, we have the opportunity to define the overall structure and approach of what we'll be doing with Evolve. And a lot of it will need the technology capabilities since we will be an online or mobile app product and company. And since trust was such a major theme, people that can do that work really well, who can help us work through understanding the needs of our customers, and as we continue to move along to help serve our customers from a support standpoint, will be pivotal. And then last but not least, they continue to bring forward the concept that we believe in, or it's the premise of this particular product, the concept of always keep learning, which is why Evolve could and should exist. So I just want to thank you all on behalf of Team Evolve on your time and attention in reviewing our summary of our feasibility study. I can confidently say that Team Evolve learned so much through this process. Not only did we validate many assumptions that we had about our product in business before we started, but throughout the weeks, we continued to do slight pivots, but to truly understand our customers and learn from our gurus was completely invaluable. We're so excited to continue on this journey with Evolve with all of you and know that we're solving a problem that's not only previously needed, but will continue to be needed as our world continues to change and evolve. Before we leave today, we'd like to share a quote from one of the evolutionary geniuses of our modern time, Charles Darwin. "It is not the strongest of the species that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change." Thank you so much.
Discover or refine your new path with Evolve.
Evolve.